this case in particular stood out because Rita Papakee's family in her community, they never let her be forgotten, as well as law enforcement. I think they did a wonderful job.
I received a phone call from a detective in Iowa. He had a 9-year-old case that had gone cold, a missing woman named Rita. The detective explained that she was somebody's mom.
New tonight, a new tool is helping investigators working to find out what happened to a missing Tama woman. Rita Papakee hasn't been seen or heard from since January 2015.
In the private sector.
Came back to Iowa, and you start at Meskwaki Police. Tell us about this department. How many officers are here? What's the size of the population? It's a tribal department, it's a little bit unique. What are those unique characteristics of the department?
So the Meskwaki Police Department is slotted for 15 officers. We're down a few, you know, like everybody else. It's hard to get fully staffed. But of course it's unique. You know, we're one of only 2 tribal agencies in Iowa.
End of the job, your chief mandates that you guys spend more time looking into this case from 2015 with Rita. It's now 2022. What does the file look like?
There was about 25 gigabytes of data, whether it was phone records, search warrants they conducted, cadaver dog searches, social media subpoenas they conducted. So it's just a variety of different areas that I had to look, and to be honest, I didn't know where to start.
In 2015, she was with her half-sister at the casino. Neighbors then saw her walking away from someone's house in the cold and snow, and she was angry. People tell police someone in a dark pickup approached her. The next day, she's seen at a man's house.
You know, besides this Rita case, I have a full-time job. You know, the lieutenant at the time, I was over patrol, writing policies, doing a variety of things when I could only focus my time on the Rita case when I had a break in those areas. So what I first did is I reached out to neighboring agencies to see what, if any, knowledge or experience they've had in artificial intelligence, using that as a tool in their investigations. Honestly, nobody around here really had any experience in it.
The department contacting the FBI and searches for any trace of Papakee in a new area. While they did not find anything,
TRULEO provided a lot of clarity. I think that it's very difficult with the amount of data that they had. I mean, there was just pages and pages of documents, and with the AI, they were able to compress all of that into a 21-page report that LT said really helped and really condensed it for him and made it really easy to convey to anybody reading it.
2 things immediately stood out. One, the analysis of the 60 hours of body camera video interviews uncovered many inconsistencies in the witness and suspect statements. For example, TRULEO showed that what was said in interview 3 at minute 4 was different than what was said at interview 63 at minute 7. In less than 24 hours, TRULEO generated a case summary that included an executive summary, a timeline, witness statements, and a list of suspects.
I thought we might be able to put together something useful. Were you skeptical at first? And then if so, what was your reaction to the first report we sent to you?
I didn't know enough to be skeptical. I'm not an expert in AI. I didn't know what to expect. So I kind of came at it with kind of a blank canvas, right? Like, let's just see what comes back. It came back kind of what I read it as is kind of like a book. As version 2, 3, 4 came back, you know, we kept tweaking it. I was getting advice, you know, with my deputy chief. It started to take shape. So once we got the visual timeline, the bullet points, and just a quick, like, 1-page, you know, executive summary, with a 10.5-year investigation to put everything on 1 page. But I think it capsulized everything. And then you can go from there to the pie chart, to the timeline, visual timeline, and it kind of put everything together. I could understand it. I could go back through my notes, make sure everything's in there.
In the beginning of June, they ordered a cadaver dog search into that well and a hog farm where people claim that Rita was dumped. After hours of searching, still no signs.
I've conducted canine searches, third-hand knowledge that it's pretty safe to say that
until November
Rita
of 2022, when the Bureau of Indian Affairs told the family of its intention to...
And I believe that she overdosed. And the folks at the party got nervous. You know, there was drug activity. They had their own agenda and leery of law enforcement. They didn't want us to come to the home and investigate because that would probably cascade into, you know, possible other charges, even though we believe it was an accident. So they took it upon themselves to dispose of Rita's body, conceal it, and hide, you know, whatever evidence was left behind. Unfortunately, we haven't had a lot of people come forward, and 2 out of 3 suspects that I believed were directly involved are deceased. So there's only 1 living person right now that I believe has firsthand knowledge. We're actually working that avenue as we speak.
LT, knowing what you know now, another detective that's working a cold case has a bunch of unstructured data. Would you encourage them to look at AI and try to figure out, is there some way that AI can help me transcribe and structure and categorize and analyze this data?
Yeah, absolutely. Been able to prove that with my report. I sent it out to other agencies already, and they were very impressed. You can't do it by yourself unless you're in a large department, right? Most departments are small, medium-sized departments in Iowa and across the country. You can't do it. No, I don't know of a lot of departments that have dedicated resources, dedicated investigators, you know, to handle.
You mean you physically can't, I mean, and I agree with you, but you're saying you physically can't even allocate the amount of time it would be required to just sit down and go through all this data and then write a report?
Right, there's no way. You can't do it. There's not enough time in the day. We're pulled in so many different directions. Priorities change on a daily basis. Unfortunately, you know, every second I have to devote to this case, I do, but it's just not, it's never enough time. Yeah. So you have to have a partner. What I found is that to have a partner in AI to help me with this is invaluable. Not only easy for, you know, somebody outside having no knowledge, you know, of this, but to me as well, to memorialize everything I've done. I can go back and easily remember that, because over time, over a 10 and a half year span, there could easily be something, a piece of evidence that was sent off to the FBI lab or a DCI lab or a subpoena of a phone record, that little bit of information might have slipped through the cracks and you didn't even notice because you're off on some other lead. It's very easy to forget some pieces of the puzzle. So I don't feel pressure so much as just personal, you know, personally, that I want to get this solved for the family. But, you know, I suppose over time, obviously, you know, it can wear on you. But I think what motivates me, what gets me through it, is that chance that I can give the family closure. It can bring their child back. In an AI-generated report, it's easier to look at and you have those fresh eyes. It's been a good partnership. I think moving forward, we can use you in other aspects of law enforcement too.
Thanks, LT.
So,
thank you, sir.
I don't think it just stops with this one cold case, right? We have other cases we have to solve and other problems we have to deal with. So moving forward, it'll help us in the long run.
Appreciate you, sir.